Hello guys and welcome to an Ollie's on the Ball tips video. We're up to round 18, so officially a third through the AFL season. Not a third, 3/4 I mean. And, well, actually, are we? I'm not sure. Anyway, we're close to 3/4. So this week's going to be quite an interesting round. I've gone for quite a few upsets, and when I say quite a few, I mean quite a few. This week, that could be really good for my tipping or really bad. So, let's get into the tips. Thursday night, Sydney versus Western Bulldogs. 7:20 p.m, Thursday, SDG. Sydney are absolutely hogging the primetime games. I think they're like 5th out of the last 6 primetime on Thursday or Friday nights. And at the SCG, the Bulldogs coming off a loss it wasn't a good loss, but it wasn't a bad loss, but it wasn't a great loss. Collingwood, best team, but they led at half-time, and they were looking really good in the first quarter. I didn't watch much of it, but they were looking really good. And then they just fell. Sydney, a loss to Richmond. They were in front pretty much all game until the last quarter, so disappointing. I think I'm going to tip Sydney by 7 with my Ollie's call that Cody Waitman kicks 2+ goals. Moving on to the next game, Friday night, Brisbane-Melbourne, 7:50 p.m, MCG. Brisbane coming off a good win over West Coast, and Daniher and Cameron didn't kick a goal, but they still managed. So that's good signs for them come finals. Melbourne, good win over the Saints. Saints were undermanned and put up a fight, but Melbourne just stayed strong and won. This is going to be kind of close game, but it's at the MCG, so I think I almost have to tip Melbourne. Brisbane played at the if this was at the Gabba, Brisbane all the way, but MCG, Melbourne. By 31 with my Ollie's call, Melbourne are going to lead all game. Moving on to the first Saturday game, MCG, Collingwood, Fremantle. Collingwood, another win over the Bulldogs. Fremantle, a very disappointing loss to the Blues. I don't think this will be a very close game. As in, Freo, they're not looking very good. I think they're pretty much out of finals. And yeah, they're not looking very good. Collingwood, on the other hand, they're just going 14-2. I think I'm going to tip Collingwood by 69 with my Ollie's call that Nick Dacos has 25+ disposals. Moving on to the second Saturday game, Metricon, 2:10 p.m. Saturday. St Kilda, Gold Coast. Gold Coast, Stewie Doo's been sacked, but the new coach curse might haunt St Kilda. Gold Coast coming off a loss to Port Adelaide. They were leading at half-time, but Port Adelaide blew them away in the third quarter. The Saints, undermanned, put up a good fight, but honorary losses, what do they mean? Nothing. So, disappointed. Gold Coast, at Metricon, I think I'm going to tip them by 14 with my Ollie's call that Took Miller is in the coach's votes in his second game back. Moving on to Carlton, Port Adelaide, 4:35 p.m, Marvel Stadium Saturday. Carlton coming off a good win over Freo, 3 wins in a row, 7-1-8, 11th, still in finals. Good for Carlton fans. Port Adelaide, another win over Gold Coast. They just keep winning. 13 on the trot now. Amazing. This is actually going to be a close game, I reckon. Port Adelaide no good in Melbourne. They only just beat the Saints. They're pretty good at Marvel, but Melbourne in general, they're not great. They did beat the Dogs there. They're not great at the MCG either. But I'm going for the upset. This is first upset of the round. I'm tipping Carlton by 16. I just think that Carlton can get the job done with my eyes call that Connor Rosie and Zach Butters are in the coach's vote. Moving on to the Saturday 7:25 game, which is Essendon versus Geelong, GMHBA Stadium, 7:25 p.m. Saturday. Geelong win over North, easy win. North put up an okay fight, but Geelong were just too strong. I think Geelong won by 52 in the end, 62. Essendon, good win over Adelaide. It was an amazing first half performance. I think they kicked 13 goals. No, they kicked 12 goals, but that's pretty outstanding. They dropped off a bit in the second half, but they won and in the last couple of minutes, but they won by 18 points. Things are looking good for Essendon, but in finals, that's going to be the real test if they can win a final. But GMHBA, Geelong, home and away, in the home and away season at GMHBA, they don't lose. That's how they're always good because they're always guaranteed like 8 wins from GMHBA. I'm tipping them by 32 with my odds call. Geelong take 25 or more uncontested marks than Essendon. Moving on to the next game. Gold Coast, Adelaide GWS. 7:40 p.m. Saturday. My tip, I reckon Adelaide by 53. Coming off a loss to Essendon. Okay fight, they're not that great at Marvel, but amazing at the Adelaide Oval. GWS, good win over Hawthorn. They needed to win to keep them in finals contention. No, so Adelaide GWS feel like two teams a world apart, but they're only separated by percentage. GWS, if they win this, they'll move into the top 8 at least temporarily. And Adelaide, well, they'll move into the top 8, but even if I probably expect them to win, but the real test is, can they win away from home? So this game isn't away from home, so I don't think it means that much if they win. Anyway, I'm going to tip Adelaide by 53 with my odds called Rory Laird has 22 plus disposals. Moving on to the first Sunday game. North Melbourne Hawthorn, Sunday 1:10 p.m. Marvel Stadium. North Melbourne, another loss to Geelong. Decent effort, GMHBA. It was going to be a tough ask. And they put up an okay fight. Hawthorn put up a good fight against GWS, but unfortunately couldn't get across the line. In this game, I think I'm going to tip Hawthorn by 19 with my Ollie's call that Joe Newcombe is in the coach's votes. Moving on to the final game of the route, and this game, this is make it or break it for this week in my tipping. West Coast Richmond. West Coast only $6.70 at Optus Stadium. And coming off a disappointing loss to Brisbane, wasn't the worst loss though. Richmond could win over Sydney. But I can't believe I've done this, but I have tips West Coast. They'll disappoint me probably, but I've tipped them for now. With my West Coast by 27, with my Ollie's call that Tim Kelly has 27 plus disposal. If West Coast play the way they did against St Kilda, then I think they're in the mix and they can win. Anyway, thanks for watching Ollie's on the Ball and listening. Anyway, bye. See you!